share their story and to share some of the tips they have for us how to build a healthy marriage. And I think what's perfect is, we want this to be a place for every couple, right? Whether you feel you're really strong in your relationship, or if you're struggling, or maybe you're even getting to that point where maybe you think it's too late. We're hoping that through Al and Lisa's story of redemption and the grace that they have through Jesus and their relationship they have with each other, that you'll realize it's never too late, and that you can rebuild that relationship.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you're a couple that's been dating for a week or if you've been married for 60 years. They've got something for you in this couples conference.
Correct, and that's why we're calling it a couples conference and not a marriage conference. We want this to be for all couples, whether you've been dating for just a couple weeks, few months, few years, maybe you're engaged, maybe you've just gotten married, but married a few years, or like you said, maybe married 50, 60 years. We definitely feel like there's going to be something you'll be able to walk away with that Al and Lisa are going to share that'll help you strengthen your relationship.
And very awesome to have them stop by, and always neat to see them, have them be there and share their story. Have them share their story as well as they be there and do that. We kind of talked a little bit about that. So the registration fee deadline is next weekend. So
the conference is next weekend. It'll be check-in will start at 8, goes till 3 o'clock. Registration fee is $35 per person, so $70 a couple. You sign up together when you sign up. And then the registration deadline is next Wednesday, so a week from today, April 22nd. And you can sign up. You can go to our website, taylorvillechristian.com. There's a link there on our website. It says Couples Conference right at the top. You can sign up there, or you can go to tayl.info/ I think it's couples is what is the short link there. It'll take you to our registration as well.
Talk a little bit about the schedule. What does the schedule look like for this day and for the weekend?
Yeah, so for on that Saturday, check-in, like I said, will start at 8. Al and Lisa are doing something really cool from 8 to 9. It's just there's going to be coffee and donuts in our, we call it the hub, but like our Family Life Center. And they just want to meet you and kind of eat donuts and coffee and kind of be there and kind of mill about and talk. And so they'll do that for about an hour. The conference is going to start at 9. And so what it's going to look like is we'll have some worship. We've got a worship band that's going to lead some worship from about 9 to 9:30. And then Al and Lisa are going to speak the rest of the morning. There's a break in there at some point in between for everybody to go to the bathroom, get a drink, whatever you might need to do, and then we'll come back. The other cool thing is in your registration fee, lunch is provided from Chick-fil-A. So we'll have catered Chick-fil-A lunch. And so then we'll eat lunch together, have some discussion time over the morning session, and then we'll come back in the afternoon with some more worship. And then Al and Lisa will wrap up with their second session. And I think they're going to try to do a Q&A session there near the end as well. And then we'll wrap up around 3 o'clock.
Well, it's a good thing it's on Saturday, right?
Yes, exactly.
No, but awesome that they were going to be able to take some time to be able to hang out with everyone and kind of talk, and again, sharing their stories a really big deal. And again, we posted on the live stream, we posted where you can go for the registration information. Again, that's tayl.info/couples. So you'll be able to go to this stream right now. You can click on that link. We went ahead and did all that, put that on there for you guys to be able to go in there, and all you have to do is just go to this live stream and click on that, and you can go right there and be able to do all that, which is really, really cool. We kind of talked about, we're going to hit on it again. My relationship is perfect.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to attend one of these things. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Once again, I think, you talked about, I think, I would say my wife and I, we definitely feel like we have a strong marriage, but something we've learned about is, sometimes going to these things, it just not only strengthens it more, but sometimes there's some things that maybe there's something that's going on between us that we don't know, right? Because like I said, we've got young kids and I coach basketball. And so sometimes we're ships passing in the night, right, at times. And so, I think it's also one of those things that the idea of we want to work on our marriage or on our relationship while things are good, right? You don't want it to get to that point where it's like, oh man, I'm not sure if this is going to work out right. And, so, I think that, even for those of you that think that you've got a really strong relationship, it's kind of one of those things, so you never know when the storms of life are going to come. And so kind of that preparing for that, like, hey, we're going to go through rough patches. We're going to have times where something happens or we get an argument or something like that. So kind of preparing for those times. And I think, once again, this conference I think Alan needs to have something for everybody, regardless of how long you've been in a relationship, or if you're on, at that point where it's like, I'm not sure if we can keep going, or if it's a, hey, I think everything's going great. They have something for you.
Well, you sold me at the donuts. You had me at the Chick-fil-A.
There we go.
But talk a little bit. There will be questions, obviously, about this. When it comes to as far as what the conference will consist of. Obviously, there will be a lot of discussions going on. You talked a little bit about the Q&A, but some people tend to get a little bit turned off if there is going to be a lot of, lack of a better word, preaching.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about some of the sessions that will be taking place at this event.
So in their sessions, as a staff, we actually read Al and Lisa have a book about their story, and so a lot of the session time is going to be them kind of sharing their story. Is going to be talking through what led up to them getting to their low point, and kind of the things they recognize now or leading up to that. And then they're just going to share, from a biblical basis, what they think are the keys to a healthy marriage. Things that and I love this about Al and Lisa. Their story is not a well, I'm going to preach at you kind of a story. These are things that they did and they are still doing to build their marriage. And so he's going to go through some pillars, some pieces of like, these are the things we think build a healthy marriage. And it's going to be them very much saying, these are the things we did as a couple. This is what we still do as a couple. And kind of that idea of they're going to walk alongside you of like, this is what we have found is strengthened us. And so they're going to share their story. They're going to go through a lot of those things. And like I said, there's going to be a Q&A at the end for you to ask questions.
Awesome. We're being joined by Neil Ferris of the Taylorville Christian Church, talking to us about the couples retreat, or couples conference, excuse me, that's going to be taking place on next Saturday. That's Saturday, April 25th. It'll be 8:30 to 3 at the Taylorville Christian Church. It's a special day focused on couples relationships. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have much more with Neil, talking to him about more about this conference that's taking place next weekend. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Back in just a moment. Clear.
Nickel 448, July quarter.
Okay.
May beans 11.65 and a quarter, up 7 and a quarter. July beans up 7 and a half, 11.80 and a quarter. We dropped November 7 and a half. May Chicago 7. May KC wheat down 6.
Station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. Leroy Kamola here, joined by Neil Ferris with the Taylorville Christian Church, who's joining us here to talk to us about a couples conference. And Neil, I'm glad to have you on the show. Our morning show brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville and People's Bank and Trust. We put people first. And glad to have you with us here today. And again, we're talking a little bit about the awesome couples conference that's coming up. The guest featuring will be Al and Lisa Robertson of Duck Dynasty. And that's awesome. That's really cool.
We're really excited about that.
It'll be taking place on Saturday, April 25th from 8:30 to 3 at the Taylorville Christian Church. Where are you guys located at?
1124 North Webster Street.
All right, just a stone's throw from here.
Yes, not too far.
So Doug, have a little bit more questions for you here on this conference, and materials. Do I need anything for this conference? Do I need to buy anything? Do I need to bring anything to it? What do I need?
You do not need to bring anything to it. So you can come just as you are. We'll have we're going to have like a little pamphlet that's going to have some information on Al and Lisa. We'll give that to you when you check in, and then we'll also have like a little notebook for you to take notes of the morning. If you have a Bible, bring a Bible. If not, we've got Bibles in our chairs that you can grab, because I'm sure that Al and Lisa are going to reference that. I know they're going to reference that quite a bit, but we'll have that for you. But if you want to bring your own personal Bible, you can, and then we'll have writing materials for you as well for note taking.
All right. Another big question. People might be leery. You're bringing guest speakers in. They might be trying to sell me something. Yeah. What is their plan?
Well, they will have a table in the back, but they're not going to be pushy salesmen or anything like that. Like I said, Al and Lisa have a great story. They're going to probably, if I had to guess at their table, they'll have the book that we read as a staff. They've got a great book that, like I said, kind of details and walks through their story. They've also written a couple other books. One that I know I have, I'm not sure if they'll have at the table about forgiveness, but they're just going to have a small table in the back that you can kind of look at throughout the day when we have breaks and stuff like that. If you want to buy something, you can. If you don't have to. So.
Very cool. All right, childcare. You guys gonna have childcare available?
There will be no childcare that morning. So no childcare. We really want to make sure that as many couples can attend as possible, and we want this to be, for our volunteers, they also get that opportunity. But also, we want you to be able to come and not have to worry about how your kids are doing. That's a long time for kids to be back in the nursery, and so we want you to come as a couple and be able just to come and just to pour into each other and make sure that you're focused on that.
All right, and finally, how many tickets are available still for this?
We're about half full right now, so we've got tickets for 65 couples. So we've got space for 65 more couples, and we would love to see it full because we do think this is going to be a powerful weekend for a lot of people.
Excellent. All right, so still plenty of time for you to go ahead and sign up for this. Again, registration deadline is when, Neil?
Next Wednesday, a week from today, April 22nd.
All right, and again, you can if you are watching on the live stream right now, you can sign up right on this live stream right now. We've got a link clicked on there. You can go to tayl.info/couples. Mm-hmm. We've got the link right on our live stream right now. You can go there, click on that, and it'll take you right to it. Perfect. And go ahead and get that all taken care of for this couples conference. And like we said, this will be there's going to be lunch provided. I was already sold on the donuts, as I joked about earlier. Mm-hmm. It'll be 8:30 to 3. Yep. Saturday, April 25th, from 8:30 to 3 at the Taylorville Christian Church. And as it's written down here, a special day focused on healthy couple relationships. But as Neil and I already referenced, Neil, it doesn't. If you've got a healthy relationship, if you've got a struggling relationship, it doesn't matter. All couples are encouraged to attend. Yes,
all couples are encouraged to attend, and we would also encourage you to come as you are. Don't feel like you've got to have an act that everything's put together. Like I said, all of us have those moments in our marriage or our relationship where things aren't going well. So don't feel like you got to come with a disguise on. Come as you are, and Al and Lisa are going to pour into us.
All right, we've got about 1 minute left. Actually, exactly right now. Okay. If people want more information on this, where can they go to get more information?
Yep. So they can go to our website, TaylorvilleChristian.com. There's also a place on the website where they can register. They can get some more info about that. If they also have any more questions, they can contact the church. Our phone number's there on the website. I don't quite know it off the top of my head, unfortunately, but they can also call there, or they can contact the office. And there's ways there's a contact page on our website as well.
And we will also have it on our story. We'll post the story at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. So we will have it there as well. All right, Neil, your final thoughts on this couples conference?
I just think it's going to be a great day, and I would love for as many people, whether you attend a different church or don't go to church. We would love as many people to come, not only just for Al and Lisa and Duck Dynasty, but because I do think it's going to be a powerful weekend for couples in all stages of their walks.
And I think that's probably a pretty important topic too. Obviously, if you don't attend Taylor Christian Church, this is
open to the community. This is open to everybody. Yes.
Yeah. So definitely come out, check it out. Going to be a great day. Again, that is taking place Saturday, April 25th, and that'll be from 8:30 to 3 p.m. Taylor Christian Church. And again, registration is limited. Closes April 22nd at 3 p.m. Neil, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk to us today. It was great to talk to you a little bit today about some of the great stuff going on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, more of the WTIM Morning Show coming up in just a little bit.